I'm Dana Shagru with CEA World Greenhouse Produce, an innovative brand that engages with the rapidly expanding global greenhouse produce industry through a variety of platforms. Our mission is to educate and connect greenhouse produce growers and industry allies to help them better understand and sustainably advance the global food industry. On this episode of CEA Talks, I'll be speaking with Thea Otto, founder of Women in CEA, and a community that represents women in controlled environment agriculture. Thea is also a freelance consultant and spent 4 years working for the Association of Vertical Farming. Thea, welcome to CEA Talks.
Thank you so much for having me.
Today we'll be talking about women in CEA and what you hope to accomplish through your organization. So to begin, can you tell us how Women in CEA came to be?
So basically, since you already mentioned, I've been in the vertical farming space for quite some years, and also through the AVF, been to a lot of conferences and trade shows globally, and expanded my network. I always found women to be kind of alone. Like a lot of the startups, the females would be like, "Oh, I'm the only woman in my company or in my startup," and then as this is a male-driven industry, which I think comes naturally, but I would always tell them, I'm like, yeah, but you're not the only woman in this industry. Like, there's so many genius women, and then just try to connect them. And it all kind of started, I think, in the beginning of last year, so 2023. And I would just have reoccurring calls with like 5 or 6 of my female friends in this industry. And then we kind of were like, okay, let's just make this a thing. Let's include more people. And so we started by having a private LinkedIn group where we now have over 200 members, I think even over 220 by now globally. So anyone really who is a scientist or in marketing or an agronomist or a CEO, like this is not just a female founder network, but really for any females in this industry can join. And yeah, so it kind of started through there. And now we have like a core team where we organize the sessions through and a meetup every 2 weeks. And that's kind of how it all started, and we needed a name, so it was Women in CEA.
Well, it works, and it's amazing that you have 220 members globally already.
Yeah. It was very interesting because we just advertised it through our own network, and that's also what I was trying to prove is that all these women are so well connected because women are natural connectors, and that was the whole goal as well, right? To really connect and provide warm introductions to other stakeholders so that anyone who would have a question, or if there's founders that would need like, I need a partner for a trial, or does anyone have a connection to this investor, that we could like facilitate these warm introductions as well and really like give for one a safe space to exchange like problems, struggles, or even share success stories, obviously, but then also to really push the business side and like help to get stronger together. So kind of like growth and gain over gossip.
Awesome. Now, what do you hope to accomplish through your group, Women in CEA?
So, I mean, what I already mentioned, right? Like we want to connect, we want to stay connected, and we kind of go around 3 different pillars. So one is industry knowledge. This could be the science side. So we have something like a science club where we run like more knowledge sessions and like discuss about like certain things like in the industry, or people presenting their PhD thesis, or anything that's really on the scientific side of our industry. Second, as I mentioned, the business side. So warm introductions, I think, is the best way to describe it, right? Like how can we do more business through being connected and through helping each other. And the third side is more on like the personal development side. So like emotional intelligence workshops. We had a great one by Erica Summers, for instance. We're going to have one by a lady who did a Oxford Woman Leadership course next year. So like already planning the next sessions for the upcoming year because everything else is already booked, which is great. So those are kind of the 3 pillars, right? Like what we try to achieve is that giving the personal safe space and personal development, but then also really pushing business and sharing knowledge.
Wonderful. Now, so far, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment as an organization?
Well, I think for once we were at your show, which is great. So collaborations like this are really essential. We are meeting every 2 weeks online to have a cadence and to provide that consistency. But then really what we want to do is partner with trade shows globally and then also give the opportunity to meet in person because obviously that's a lot better. And so I would say greatest accomplishments are all the support we really received by trade shows like yours, by IndoorCon, by Vertifarm, where we got the chance to meet in person and where they gave us the space. And this is, I think, something that, this support makes it all worth it in a way, because we have a very strong team. We have a lot of inspiring women who are part of this network, which again is also an achievement, I think, that we have now women approaching us. They want to work more actively, which also is a great achievement, I think. Yeah, just keep on going, keep on growing, right?
Yeah, that's great. Especially since your organization is so new, it's great that you're able to get your name out there so often.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I do understand that there's so many female networks already. Like, obviously, if you want to be a part of this, like, you don't have to attend to every meeting. Like, it's more an opportunity to meet. And also, if the topic is not for you or something, well, in 2 weeks, there's going to be a new topic. So maybe that one is for you. And so what we're really trying to do is to have 10 minutes of content that we also record, and it's available for everyone afterwards in our LinkedIn group and on our page. And then essentially we have 20 minutes-ish where we just have open discussion rounds and where anyone can pitch in. And it's really funny to see like how there's sometimes a lot of people, sometimes there's only a few women tuning in, sometimes it's pretty crowded. And then also that's kind of how every 2 weeks we have different points of discussions, like literally from any personal matter, business questions, to, as I mentioned, like, hey, I need a trial partner, is someone interested, right? And this is just really great because there's so much interaction that we can offer through that. And yeah.
Great. Now it sounds like you cover all sides of the CEA industry. You said you have some agronomists, women in business, and all parts of CEA with people with different backgrounds in CEA are a part of your organization. If someone wants to join your group, what steps should they take?
Yeah, actually, we just had that case yesterday. So in that case, they reached out to one of our founders. So they reached out, for instance, to Laura Camariciano. They had a quick onboarding call and it's just text me on LinkedIn or ask to join the group. And then we just have a quick call if you want to be like really active, if you want to do something specific. I mean, obviously there's 100 million tasks that could be done, but if you're offering to like support, obviously to be something that you're interested in doing, right? And it shouldn't like take up 40 hours of your week. So ideally, we would just have a quick call, introduction. I always love to get to know new women in this industry, or not new women, but new for me. So existing women in this industry. And then what we can do as well is that the calls that we do, they're usually public on the public LinkedIn page. So anyone can sign up. So you also can just join on the bi-weekly call. And we'll see you there. And then you can raise your questions there. So it's pretty simple. There's not really an application process or anything.
It's great that your organization's so open and it's easy to join. So I'm also a part of it myself. So
yeah, of course. I mean, we have a lot of trade show partners and really anyone who's even peripheral and involved in this industry, right? Like even investors are in there. If you, for instance, now meet more women, you can always like invite them to the group. So that's just like, it should be simple. And that was the whole purpose of it as well. Like it shouldn't be something where you have to invest a lot of time in or like commit a lot of money or something like that, but just a place to meet up and exchange ideas.
wonderful. Well, Taya, I've really enjoyed seeing your organization grow and seeing all the great work that you're doing. Is there anything else you would like to share about your organization with our viewers?
I think maybe just a quick outlook as we're planning the end of the year. So currently we have the cadence that we have the science club and the 10-minute introduction for one woman, like basically every 4 weeks. So one is happening every 2, if that makes any sense right now. But as of next year, then we actually will have like really this personal development class, kind of the introduction of an inspiring woman, and then also the science club. So we will have one by one as of Q1 next year, and we're already planning that. And yeah, anyone who is interested in supporting us, we love to see that. And lastly, we're also planning to have more interaction with allies, because we also see a lot of support by our male industry fellows, and they can't join the bi-weekly calls, but we will make room for that and actually also include our allies, because they're so important in more calls or more content in the future.
Awesome. Well, Taya, thank you again for taking the time to speak with me today, and I'm sure we'll be in touch again soon.
Thank you, Dana. It was so great to be here.